material as of now, we maintained pieces. Piece. One, that means one number. It's like a number. Okay. Now, there are some alternate unit of measures also you can maintain. All unit of measures other than the base unit of measure are referred to as alternate units of measure. Okay. So like sometimes what happens is you manufacture in numbers. Okay. But when you are selling to the customer, you will be selling it in the cartons. Okay. So you are manufacturing in pieces only. Your base unit of measure in piece. But when you are selling to a particular customer, you sell it in cartons. So each carton, let's say, will have four bottles. So this is called selling unit of issue. Okay. Or like order unit, 16 pieces you put, you create as a crate. Okay. Sometimes you put it on a pallet. 72 pieces you put it on a pallet. Okay. So different unit of measures. Now all these are called carton, crate, pallet. All these are called alternate unit of measure. Now you will be maintaining the conversion factor for this unit of measure and then your alternate unit of measure. So how you maintain that? So let's go to Material Master. I'll go to change mode. Okay, enter. Select any one view. Any view you can select, basic data 1 and 2. Okay. Now here there is a button called additional data. Additional data. You go to that, click on that button. You go to the tab units of measure. Okay. Now here you can maintain the alternate unit of measure. Let's say my alternate unit of measure is, let's say, carton. Okay. So let's enter carton. Okay. Carton I enter. One carton equal to 4 pieces. That conversion factor you will maintain here. Okay. So this is my alternate unit of measure. Carton is alternate unit of measure and 4 pieces is equal to 1 carton. This is how you maintain the conversion factor and alternate unit of measure. Okay. Now once entered, you go back and then you save it. Okay. So that is how you maintain the alternate unit of measure. Okay. So now there is units of measure group. Sometimes what happens is when you are going to the material, okay, if you go to the additional data, unit of measure, now let's say lot of materials in your organization, lot of metals having same alternate unit of measure and same conversion factor. Now instead of going to each and every material maintaining this factor, what you can do is you can use the option of units of measure group. Okay, units of measure group. So what happens is, I'll delete this now as of now. Okay, I deleted this. Now let's say I want to maintain a common conversion factor. So what you do is you go this, here you select the units of measure group. Let's say I'll select this one, lamp, already which is there in the system. If I select that one, see there are some alternate groups have come automatically. Pack, alternate unit of measure is pack and conversion factor is 50. And now there is a pallet, alternate unit of measure, it consists of 1000 pieces. So instead of going to each and every material, maintaining these conversion factors manually, you can use this units of measure group option. These are created in the configuration by the MRP as per the requirement. So that also you can use. Okay. Now anyhow, I'm deleting all these things now. Okay. Now I'll maintain a normal conversion factor. I'll maintain alternative measure as carton, 4 pieces. Okay. If you want to maintain more, you can maintain more also here. Different alternate unit of measure and the conversion factor. Okay. Now go back and save it. Okay. So this is how you maintain the units of measure group. Basically, it will make your data entry easy. Okay. Now the next one will be the material status. Okay. So what is material status? Material status allows you to control the usability of a material for business purposes. Okay. So in your organization, there are different departments. So using this material status, you will control the use of that particular material for different business purposes. Okay. So like the material status tells you whether a material is subjected to restriction, like material blocked for purchasing. So I want to block the material for the purchasing, but I want to use it in production. So those kind of controls you can do through material status. Okay, so the use of material can be restricted in a number of ways, like at client level, like at plant level. Okay, you can define this material status for all plants, that is called client level. Okay, in the basic data view, and separately for each plant at plant level in plant views. Okay, so I'll show you that. If you go to the material, if you go to basic data 1 and 2, there is a X plant material status is there. Okay, this is at the client level material status. Okay, here if you see here, block code for procurement 01. So in the configuration, they will be making the setting here. So you can maintain it over here 01. Okay, now for all the plants, the procurement is blocked. Okay, this is the client level status, material status. Or if you want to maintain for a particular plant, you go to MRP one view, go to the plant, and here you can maintain plant specific material status. You can maintain here. So this status will be applicable only for this plant, not for the other plants. Okay, so that plant specific material status also you can maintain. Okay, so now if you go here, you will have this kind of things. Okay, either you can maintain for the client level in the basic data view. Okay, or if you want to maintain in the plant, then you can maintain in the plant at plant level. So these are the applications you control: purchasing, BOM maintenance, routing. We'll discuss what is this BOM routing in our further classes. MRP, production. Okay, so these applications, whether this particular material has to be used or not, you will maintain. Okay, so this normally you will maintain in the configuration, and then that material status key you will assign in the respective views. Okay, so this is the material status. Okay, now we will discuss on the entry aids for material master. Okay, basically these entry aids will make your data entry easy while you are working with material masters. Like there are some settings, I'll show you that, and you can use reference material option, or you can use profiles. Okay, or you can use collective entry of storage location data. Okay, and after that, last one is mass maintenance. So these are some of the entry aids you will use in the system. Okay, we'll discuss one by one. Okay, so let's say now you are working with this material. Now let me save this. Now this material, now it is existing in two plants, 1000 and 1100. Now you are working in 1100 plant. You are a, let's say you are a planner, production planner in the 1100 plant. Now you are bothered about only 1100 plant data. You don't have any relevance of 1000 data. So now when you are going to the material master, if you go here, now you are only planner, you are only bothered about MRP 1, 2, 3, 4 views. I am not bothered about other views, other data. Being a production planner, I want to see only the data of these views. Now every time when I am going to the material master, and selecting MRP 1, 2, 3, 4 views is a time consuming activity. So for that, what you can do is you select these options, views, okay, and you click on the button default setting. Okay, now if you do this, what happens is, I'll come back. Now whenever you go next time, see those views got selected automatically. That means you made these views default. This is what we are discussing, settings, default settings. Okay, now let's say you are working in 1100 plant. Now I want to see all the time 1100 plant. So when you click here, I want 1100 to come automatically. So you select the 1100 plant, okay, and you make it default setting. Okay, now if you make this, next time whenever you go, those will come automatically. So next time when you go, let's say now I will go to display mode. Okay, I'll go to display mode. The moment I enter, see, system is selecting the MRP 1, 2, 3, 4 views by default, and when you click on the button organizational levels, see 1100 plant is coming by default. So no need to enter every time 1100. Then you can click on continue. So this is how you make default settings. Okay, So that is the use of settings. Okay. Now next one is the reference material. Okay. What is this reference material? Okay. Now whenever you are creating the material, whenever you are creating a new material, instead of entering the data individually for all the fields, you can copy the data from the existing material. Okay. I'll show you that. Let's say I'm creating a new material, MM0. Okay. Now I'm creating, let's say now we have created Pepsi 500 ml. Now I'm creating Pepsi 1.5 liter bottle. Okay. Now I want to copy some of the data from the existing material. So what you have to do is you take the existing material, you enter here, copy from this material. This is reference material. Okay. Now you click on the views, you select the views. Basically these entry aids will make your life easy. It will save your time. Okay. So I selected the views. Okay. Now click on the organizational levels. So now first I want to create in 1000 plant, enter the plant 1000 and the reference material data from which plant you want to copy, that you want to copy from 1000. So that you enter. Now when you do this, all the data from this particular reference material will get copied to your new material. So you click on it. See, everything got copied, including the description also. Now I will change this Pepsi bottle 1.5 liter. Okay. Now from that reference material, all the data got copied. See, everything got copied. MRP type, controller, lot size, and wherever you want to change, you can change. You can override the copied data. Okay. So let's say patch management has come. Everything is come. So wherever you want to change data, you can change it. So save it. Okay. See, your data maintenance has become easy, very easy. See, as the next material is created, now the next product number is 500655834. So system in a consecutive manner, it will assign the numbers from the number range. Okay. So this is how you use the reference material option. Okay. Now the next one will be the profiles. Okay. So whenever you are creating a material, for my MRP views, I have some common data for those materials. So those things you can do through this MRP profile. Okay. So let's go and create a new profile. Okay. So go to logistics, go to production, go to master data, material master, profile, MRP profile. So here if you go, the transaction code is MMT1. So I'm creating a new profile. Okay, I'll create this profile is there. So it is not there. Okay, I'll create a profile called SCAV1. Okay, SCAV1 I'll create, enter. Okay, enter name of the profile I will give 7 MRP profile. Okay, my MRP type I want to have fixed value. Okay, then MRP controller I want to have default value. Okay, in-house production time, let's say I want to have default value. Okay, scheduling margin key I want to have default value. So I selected these two. MRP type, lot size, where is the lot size? Lot size also I want to have default value. So these I want to have. Select those. Fixed value means value will come, you will not be able to change it. Whereas default value, it will propose a default value. If you want to change it, you can change it. Okay. So these options I will select. Now click on the button data screen 1. Here you maintain. So whatever the fields, MRP type, I want to come as EX. Okay. MRP controller, I want to come as 00. Scheduling margin key, 000 I want to come. In-house production time, I want to come as 5 days. Lot size, I want to come as EX. So these things you maintain. Sorry, MRP type PD, MRP type PD. Okay, enter. That's all. Now go back. Now you save it. Okay, so your MRP profile is created. Now when you are creating the material, you will use this MRP profile. So whatever you maintained, let's go to display. Okay, data screen 1. So whatever you maintain here, those things will come by default over in the material master, in the MRP views. So I'm creating a new material now. Okay, so I'm creating a material called enter. I'll select the views. Okay, so now I'll create a new material called 1000. And now here I am assigning the profile which I created. Okay, MRP profile. If you go to the list, our MRP profile is available. 7_MRP profile. Take that. Okay, now you continue. So now I'll give the description. Pepsi 2-liter bottle. Let's say I'm creating a new finished product. 2-liter. Okay. Base unit of measure I'm giving as pieces. Continue. See, the moment I go to MRP1 view, see what happened. MRP type is coming as PD and it is in uneditable mode. Why? Because there we maintained as fixed. There we maintained as fixed value. You cannot change it. Whereas other ones, value is coming, by default value is coming, but here if you want to change, you can change it. Okay, go to MRP2 view. Here in-house production time, we maintained as 5 days. That is why it is coming here as 5 days. Scheduling margin key, it is coming as. So if the materials are having common values in these MRP views, then that you can make by default by using that MRP profile. So that's what the use of profiles. Okay. Anyhow, I'll continue with this metal master creation. I'm activating batch management. Enter. Okay, so I created one more finished product. Okay, so this is how you use profiles. Now the another option is collective entry of storage location data. Okay, so let's say I'll maintain some storage location data for this particular product. Let me go to change mode. Okay, or let me go to create mode. Okay, let us take the material. This is the material. Enter. Now we'll go to MRP views. Now I'll maintain some storage location relevant data here. Okay, so I'll maintain storage location relevant data for 1000 storage location. Okay, continue. Entry does not exist. What is the storage locations we have? Okay, 000. For this storage location, I am maintaining some storage location data. Okay, enter. We take PD EX control. Sorry, why the plant went into 000? Just 1 minute. M01. Enter the material. Enter. Plant 1000, right? Storage location is this one. Okay, so now here I maintain some storage location data here. If you go to MRP4 view, some storage location relevant data you can maintain here. Now it got extended. Now I want to extend the material data to another different storage location. Okay, now each and every time going to here, extending the storage location data is very time consuming. So for that you can use collective entry of storage location data you can use. Okay, so for that what you can do is you have to go to transaction MMSC. Okay, enter storage locations collectively. You enter your material, enter the plant 1000, enter, select the first option. Now already it is extended to this storage location. Now if you want to extend to different storage locations, select from the list and you extend. Let's say I want to extend it to L000. Enter it. Now I want to extend it to another storage location, L001. So like this you can extend. So now enter all the storage locations for which you want to extend and then you see it. Now the data will get extended. Now if you go to MM03, if you go to MRP4, see in the plant 1000, if you go to storage location, see, now it got extended to L000 and L001 also. This we extended manually, but remaining were collectively we extended. So suppose if you take L000, you will be able to go inside. So you can go inside. Okay, so this is how you enter the collective entry of storage location data. Okay, now another option is your mass maintenance. Okay, so how to do the mass maintenance? That means, let's say you have now 3 materials. You have how many materials now you have? Just 1 minute. Now you have Pepsi bottle 500 ml, Pepsi bottle 1.5 liter, Pepsi bottle 2 liter. These are the 3 finished products you have. Now they have decided to change the production time to, let's say, 4 days. So it takes 4 days to manufacture this product. Now these different materials are having different production time. Now if you want to change it, normally what you will do, if you want to change the data, what you do is you go to MM02, enter the material, Control Y, you take the material, okay, enter, you go to the particular view, okay, you enter the plant 1000, okay, here you go here and you change the days. Let's say now the new in-house production time is 4 days, so you change it here. Now let's say you have thousands of materials. Now changing to each and every metal, going here, changing it is a very time consuming activity. So for that they have given the option of to change it collectively, that you do through this mass maintenance of materials. Okay, mass maintenance of material. The transaction code is MM70. Okay, I'll show you that. Let me take this one. Okay, I'll save this. Okay, so the transaction code is MM70. So you go to the transaction, MM70, enter. Okay, you will be getting this message first time. Do not display this message again. Okay, so now materials I am changing. Okay, I am changing the plant data for material. MRP is a plant data, so select the plant data. Okay, now go to the tab fields. You go here. Okay, now you select your field. What is our field? In-house production time, right? I will search with the field name. Just 1 minute. I'll search with the field name. Okay, so this is in-house production time. This field I want to change. So select that. Now you click on execute. Okay, you will be getting this screen. Okay, now here you enter the materials and plant for which you want to change the data. Okay, so now you click on this button, multiple selection. Now for the which materials you want to change, you enter the data over here. Those materials you enter here. Let's say I want to change for these 3 materials at one shot. So Control Y, copy those materials. Okay, enter here. I am entering here only 3. You can enter 50, 100, 1000 products over here. Okay, so now once you enter that, just click on the button copy. Okay, those got copied. Now I want to change it in 1000 plant. Okay, now click on execute. Okay, see, now as of now these 3 products, their existing value is 225. Okay, Pepsi bottle 500 ml is having 2 days, Pepsi bottle 1.5 liter is having 2 days, Pepsi bottle 2 liter is having 5 days. Now I want to change collectively to 4 days. So enter your new value here and then click on the button carry out a mass change. Okay, so click on that button. Now it got changed. It got changed to 4. Now you save it. Okay. Display message again. Okay. So your messages have been issued. Your data is changed. Now if you go to the material master, you can see that change. Now if I go to the material master back, initially it was 2, 3, MRP 2 view. See, now it is 4 days. It got changed. Now if you go to the next material, 4, it is 4 days. Now if you go to the next material, 2 liter, Pepsi bottle 2 liter, it got changed to 4 days. Okay, this is how you can change the data in mass maintenance of materials. Okay, so this is the one. So basically these entry aids will save your time basically. Okay, now the next one is how to view changes made to material master. This is very important from consultant point of view. It's a log, change log. Okay, so who changed the data, on which date, which time, what was the old value, what was the new value, all those changes you can see it in the changes in the material master. So you go to material master, okay, go to display, or you can go to change mode, enter, select any view. Okay, now you go to environment, display changes. It will show all the values, all the changes. First we created it, now next one we have made some change. So select the top, that row, click on the button details, choose. See, here it will show. The field was changed in house of production time. Old value was 5 and it was the new value is 4, and it is changed on this date and this time. And even you can know from which ID it got changed. This is the ID. Now I'll make one more change. You will be able to see that change. Let's say I'll make some more changes. Let's say I'll put let's say MRP 3 view. Now availability check, I'm changing it to 0. Okay, enter, done. I'm saving this. Now when you go to material again, if you go to the environment, display changes, see, now the new change is showing here. So if you go to the select that particular change and go to choose, see, availability check has been changed. Old value was 01 and new value is 0. So all the changes made to this particular material will be shown over here. This is the change log. Okay, so by looking at this here, you can tell who changed it, what data has been changed, on which date, which time, from which ID it got changed, and what was the changes they have done. All those things you can see it over here. Okay, so that is the change log. So now the next one is, so what are the views important for PP module? See, material master, as I told earlier, it is common for all the modules, all the departments. It's a centralized master data. Okay, now coming to PP perspective, production planning perspective, the views important for us are this. One is basic data views 1 and 2. Of course, this is common for all. And for us, the classification view. Okay, I'll show you the classification view, and then all the 4 MRP views. These are for planning. MRP 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are important for us, and then the work scheduling for the execution part. So these are the views important for PP module. PP. We are not bothered much about the other views. Okay, so we should have thorough understanding of these views, what data is to be maintained, how the data is maintained. If you maintain what data, what will happen, all those things you should have the clear understanding. So I'll show you that views. Come out of this. So first let me extend the classification view for this material. I'm extending the classification view. Okay, now I'm saving this. Now if you go to display, enter. Now for us the views important are basic data 1 and 2, classification, MRP 1, 2, 3, 4, and then work scheduling. These are the views important for us. Okay, so anyhow, basic data 1 and 2 common for all. Classification, will dis what happened? I have not maintained the class. Just 1 minute. Maintain, right? Okay. So now if you want to see the data, MRP views. So this is the data, MRP 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we should have a clear understanding of these fields, what data is to be maintained, all those things we should have. Anyhow, when we go to our particular topics, further topics, that time we will be discussing on these fields. Suppose let's say planning strategy, we discussed in the demand management. What is conception mode, conception period? So when we go to the particular respective topics, we will be discussing. Okay, like factors influencing the MRP run, that time we will discuss lot size. So when we go to the particular topics, we'll be discussing about the particular fields, what is their importance, why it is used, if you maintain what data, what will happen, all those things we'll discuss when we go to the respective topics. Okay, so these are the views important for PP module. Okay, now coming to the last one is your reports. So let's say I want to see my materials in a particular plant or a particular material type or created from my user ID. I want to see the data. So that you can do through this material list. The transaction code is, it's basically reporting. Okay, suppose let's say the transaction code is MM60. If you go here, I want to see all the materials in the plant 1000. Okay, all the materials in the plant 1000. So enter the material plant 1000 and you execute. System will show all the materials of this plant 1000. Okay, now if you see here, it is showing all the materials of plant 1000, including all the material types. Okay, so that's how you see the material list. Now let's say I want to see in the plant 1000 only raw finished products, let's say. Okay, then you select from the list material type FOT. Now it will show only finished products in this particular plant 1000. So if you execute, it will show only finished products. See, only the material type is FOT. From here you can go to that material. Okay, now let's say I want to see all the finished product in this plant created from my ID. I want to see the materials only created from my ID. So you enter your created by your user ID, you enter here. Okay, now you click on execute. See, these are the finished products which are created from my ID. Today we created Pepsi bottle 500 ml, Pepsi bottle 1.5 liter, Pepsi bottle 2 liter, and other materials I created in other sessions. Okay, so this is how you can see. Now next time whenever you come over here, every time again you want to see the data, every time again entering plant, FOT, and then user ID, it's a very again time consuming activity. For that you can create a variant. Okay, so you create a variant like this. Enter the data on the selection screen, you click on the save button, save as variant. Okay, now you give the variant name, let's say 7 underscore FOT. I'll give a variant name, and you can give the description. Okay, now you save this variant. So when you do this, what happens is next time when you are going here, okay, so whenever you go next time, MM60. Okay, now I have no need to enter the material type, user ID, no need to enter that. For that, what you need to do is click on the button get variant. Here it will show all the variants in the system for this particular transaction. So you select your variant 7 FOT. See, those values have come automatically, and then you execute. So that is how you use the variant. Okay, now here you want to maintain multiple values. So suppose along with FOT I want to see raw materials also. So click on the button multiple selection. Here you maintain raw material, ROH. Raw material types also I want to see. Execute. Now along with the default materials, it will show you the raw materials also. See, now it is showing finished products created from my ID, and along with that it is showing the raw materials created from my ID. Okay, so this is how you use material reporting in the MM60 transaction. Okay, so that's all for material master.